Rise with India podcast on ET Now.
Good morning and a very warm welcome to this episode of ET Now Rise with India podcast. I'm your host Rohit. Before we start, here are the top stories this morning. Apple has unveiled its next lineup of iPhones and more. Stay tuned for details on that. Air India's financial bids will open today. Tata's and Ajay Singh are likely to bid. Centre may discuss a time frame in which petrol and diesel can be included under GST. Reliance is reported to be in talks with a Chinese player to make a solar panel ingredient. And Blinken tells US Congress Biden administration will review ties with Pakistan. This is the ET Now Rise with India podcast, and here's what's making headlines. Apple has unveiled its next lineup of products, including an iPhone that offers twice the storage space and other upgrades. It is promising better cameras than iPhone 13 with an improved battery life. It also launched Apple Watch Series 7 and a new entry-level iPad. The financial bids for Air India are set to open today. Government has allowed interested bidders to opt for an all-cash deal and not take up any debt. The Tatas and Ajay Singh are expected to file a bid, and the government is hopeful of a good response. Sources are telling ET Now that the centre is going to list out GST collection scenarios post-June 2022. We are also picking up that the centre is most likely to extend concessions given to some drugs used in COVID treatment till December 31st. It may also discuss a time frame in which petrol and diesel can be brought under GST. An extension of moratorium on spectrum payments along with reduction in spectrum usage charges are some of the measures being considered to reduce the stress on telecom companies. The government may have also discussed the proposal to defer spectrum payments and convert part of interest dues into equity. ET Now learns that the upcoming Auto PLI scheme will focus on promoting EV batteries and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. Modern technologies in component manufacturing will get incentivized in this scheme. PharmEasy has reportedly bought healthcare supply chain startup Acnamed for up to $200 million. Acnamed is PharmEasy's second acquisition this year after Thyrocare. According to news reports, Tata Sons is considering a historic revamp of its leadership structure. Tata Sons is reportedly looking to create CEO's role to help improve corporate governance. Blackstone is in advanced discussions to acquire VFS Global, world's largest visa outsourcing company, for about $1.2 billion. India's exports grew 46% year-on-year in August to $33 billion, led by petroleum products and gems and jewelry. But the pace of growth slowed from almost 50% in July. A faster rise in imports driven by gold has also left a wider trade deficit. India and the UK plan to launch the negotiations for a free trade agreement by November and an interim agreement by March 2022. US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken told the US Congress that the Biden administration will review American ties with Pakistan in light of Islamabad's support for Taliban while professing to help Washington. On to US markets, and US stocks continued the recent pullback even after fresh data showed that inflation rose at a slower pace than expected. The market has broadly pulled back this month amid concerns over the Delta variant. Latest inflation data does not indicate any change in Fed's plan to scale back easy money policies. Back home, we are stuck in a range yet again as investors chose to be cautious near record highs. The market breadth remains healthy with 34 of the Nifty stocks ending on the positive note. However, F&O data is telling a mixed picture. FII's net bought shares worth about 1,650 crore rupees, while DIIs showed lack of conviction as they sold shares worth about 300 crore rupees. Let's tell you about the active stocks this morning. Big Bull, Rakesh, Jhunjhunwala and Bank of America Securities bought shares in Zee Entertainment yesterday. Shares of Zee surged 40%, the highest jump ever after the call for EGM. Zee MD Puneet Goenka said the company is embarking on a new path under Zee 4.0, through which it aims to enhance profitability and grow ahead of the industry. Goenka assured of necessary steps as applicable in the interest of all shareholders. Reliance is in talks with Chinese Hualu Engineering to make polysilicon a key ingredient in manufacturing solar panels. Shree Cement will invest 4,700 crore rupees on 3 projects, including 3,500 crore rupees to set up an integrated cement plant in Rajasthan. Reliance Infrastructure will receive 7,000 crore rupees from Delhi Metro after a recent Supreme Court judgment. Chairman Anil Ambani told shareholders payment from DMRC will be utilized for debt repayment. IDFC, the parent of IDFC Bank, has indicated that it faced challenges in pursuing a reverse merger with IDFC First Bank. Shares of IDFC were down 3%, while IDFC First Bank stocks rose following the analyst meet. In a fresh setback, Srei Infra Finance suffered another blow as its CEO RK Bhuttoria resigned, even as the company is going through debt resolution process. That's all for now. Thank you for listening in. We will be back again tomorrow with a fresh episode of the Rise with India podcast. Wish you all a great day ahead.
The Rise with India podcast on ET Now.